Good afternoon, everybody. We've got something pretty special to look at today, and it comes all the way from Tamriel. No, Jim, that's not a place in France. An Elder Scroll is quite possibly one of the most enigmatic items in the whole of existence. While there are more than one Elder Scroll, with some estimates suggesting several hundred, it's impossible to know exactly how many. In fact, this very detail is intrinsic to their nature, for they exist in an almost quantum state of uncertainty, with their number and locations constantly changing. Despite their inherently irregular nature, it's been deduced that the scrolls contain a record of all time, both past and future events, but attempting to read the scrolls has extracted a great price on many who would seek their knowledge. Although their true origins are shrouded in mystery, and even thought by some to be completely unknowable, it's been concluded that the Elder Scrolls are beyond both the Aedra and the Daedra, the collective pantheon of Tamriel, being created by neither group. One theory proposes that the scrolls are physical pieces of creation, an archive of all of existence in a form that can be comprehended by comparatively lower life forms. Even so, the scrolls are incredibly difficult to decipher, with their contents being illegible at best for the layperson, and maddening to anyone who actually gains insight from them. Many have tried and surprisingly succeeded in translating Elder Scrolls, albeit at the cost of their sight and sanity. The Dwemer even went so far as to construct complex devices to safely read the scrolls. Despite their contents charting both past and future history, they are little help for one actually trying to predict the future, as the scrolls only present a series of potential futures until the events actually occur, at which point the text in the scroll is fixed and unable to be altered again. It is this relationship with time that makes the Elder Scrolls so intriguing, possibly explaining many of their mysteries. It is known that the scrolls can be used to fracture time itself, known as a time wound, to look into or even travel to possible futures. It may be possible that when the amount and location of scrolls changes, they are invoking this same power to jump around in time. It could also be possible that the scrolls were created in the far future, sent back to guide the peoples of the past, to avert terrible disasters like the Oblivion Crisis, and triumph over evils such as the World Eater. As always though, this is a mere vein of speculation with little proof. What has been confirmed, however, is that the race of dragons, including the World Eater Alduin himself, are extremely susceptible to the effects of Elder Scrolls, likely due to their descending from Akatosh, the god of time. The scrolls are not completely infallible though, and fail to chart specific points in history where time drastically diverges. These points are called dragon breaks, and are mainly the cause of the scrolls showing a series of potential futures, rather than a fixed timeline, and often represent a great time of upheaval and change for Tamriel. Without a doubt, each Elder Scroll is a legendary treasure unto themselves, and as a whole create a true and irrefutable archive of historic events. The fact that they are capable of showing a series of potential futures and bend time to the point of breaking only bolsters their illustrious status, not to mention their ability to drive sane individuals to madness from a mere glance. It is all of this, and so much more, that has meant the Elder Scrolls have been assigned the highest artifact rating of extraordinary. Okay, I'm afraid that's all we have time for today, but I would highly recommend reading around this subject, as there is so much more I just couldn't cover in this lecture. Don't forget you can subscribe for more subject matter, and donate to my Patreon if you want to keep a roof over my head. Alright then, enjoy the rest of your week and don't get into too much trouble. I'm looking at you, Dave.